Hi, I'm Nikki Nash, your business coach and high vibe marketing mentor. And today we are going to talk about content marketing. Now, how many of you literally heard me say content marketing and wanted to run for the hills? Like you were just like, listen, Nick, I have tried time and time again to do things that you mentioned, like create videos or post on Instagram or post on Facebook. And you know what? It's not doing diddly for my business. Or maybe you feel like it could do amazing things for your business. Like you can just see it transforming your business, but you keep stopping yourself from doing it. Maybe you're saying things to yourself like, I don't know what to talk about, or I have nothing to say, or people are already talking about it out there. Why should I even try? Why should I even create something new? Or you just don't know how to get started. Now, in either camp, whether you are somebody who has been there, tried that, isn't working in the realm of content marketing, or for folks that are like, listen, I haven't even gotten started yet. I haven't even given it a shot and I could use some help. This video is for you. Because in this video, I'm not only going to talk to you about how you can create content that you can use to sign clients, but if you've already created content, how you can then leverage it to bring clients, because maybe the way you're using it right now, it's just not as effective for you. And so we're going to have a conversation about how content can really make a huge difference for your business. Now, when I got started, I had spent 10 years in marketing. I spent a lot of time at the end of my career creating content or creating Instagram posts, Facebook posts, different things like that. And so when I started my business, I knew that I didn't have a lot of resources. All I had was my phone, which doubled as my content book, or not my content book, my address book, like my contact book. I'm like, who do I know that could possibly know somebody that's starting a business or building a business or scaling a business that's going to need my help? So it was part directory of potential leads or referrals, and it was part content machine. Like it's what I used to create content at the beginning. I just whipped out my phone, still do, and started filming video. And some interesting things happened. I had this show called Content and Coffee, and every morning I just sit around and talk about content marketing, and I would share different pieces of content, tips, tricks, things like that that would really help people that were looking to spread their message. And a couple of things happened. And if you look at my earlier videos, you can find them. They're on YouTube. And even I know down the line, I'm going to look at this video and go, wow, it's not that big of an improvement. But, like they weren't great in terms of like, I didn't feel like myself. I had just come out of corporate and I thought if I was going to be a business coach and a marketing mentor, I had to look a certain way. So I didn't have this like blingy jewelry. I had, a pinstripe blazer and my hair was pixie. It's natural dark color, and I just had to make sure it always looked prime and proper. And I would get on the videos and I would be like, okay, let me teach you these things. And, I was less of my normal self, but I was still me, but I was adding value. And some interesting things started happening. One of which I started getting smarter in my core competency, because it wasn't just that I had created content for other businesses or created content marketing strategies or overarching marketing strategies or things like that. It was that I'm now doing it myself. And I was able to start figuring out what worked and what didn't work. And on top of that, I started positioning myself as an expert. And for those of you that already have content that you've created, there is so much you can do to leverage it. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But one of the things that started happening is I would get these messages like, hey, Nick, I saw your video. It was great. Or, wow, I didn't know you started your own business. You're doing all this. Let me see if somebody that I was just talking to could be a good referral for you. All these things started happening. And all I did was every day in the morning, get up and do 20-minute videos. And let me tell you, I thought I was getting up to do 5-minute videos, and I just kept talking. And 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh crap, it's been 20 minutes. Maybe I should get off of live. Like it went a lot faster than I thought it would. But I would create content. I would add value every single day, every day. And that content, by being live every day, I felt like nobody was watching it, that content at the moment. Like I would go live. Maybe 1 or 2 people would pop in at any given moment. And yes, it would show that there were views later, but in my mind, I would say, oh, what if somebody just looked at it for a little bit, never made it to the end, and was just like, oh, okay, Nikki went live. I am counted as a view because I saw the first 3 seconds or whatever, and they moved on. So as a content marketer, I didn't even believe that my content was necessarily working, but I kept doing it anyway because I was like, I know I can use this later. I know I can leverage it. Maybe I'll take all of these videos and turn them into a course that somebody wants, or maybe, one person will see it and it'll help them so much and it'll transform that one person's life. And so my bar wasn't very high when it came to content marketing, but I did it every single day. And here are some of the results of that. Number one, I was in different programs and everybody saw me as the content marketing expert, not just because I was talking about it, but because I was doing it. And I would hear things like, wow, Nikki, I watch your videos. I would love to be able to do what you're doing. Like, can you teach me how to do that? How can I do a Facebook Live confidently? How can I share tips? How can I basically do this in my own respective industry? Are things that I kept hearing. Mind you, these people that were coming up to me, I had no idea they were watching my videos because they never commented, even though I would say things like, comment below if you're watching live, comment replay if you're watching replay, like give me a 1 if you're doing this. I was asking for engagement and I still wasn't getting it, but I knew people were watching because I would hear things anecdotally throughout, the year and my days, like, oh, I watched this, or oh, it's so cool, or wow, you're always live. And that just had me keep going. Okay, this is potentially helping people. This is going well. All right. But then interesting things started also happening. I would be invited to speak at different people's summits, when virtual summits were a big thing, or invited to go speak on stages because I was going live regularly and people got a sense of who I was and the type of content I was sharing. And there were days where I did this, like I have no makeup on. I threw on this necklace so that I at least looked like I made an effort for you guys today. But sometimes I would just go live. And I was very aware that I did not look perfect, but I knew that the information I was sharing was valuable. And that is what made a huge difference for me, because it wasn't just like, oh, okay, I'm going live and I'm expecting all of this crazy engagement. I was just hoping to add value to just one person. And it ended up being that I wasn't just helping one person, I was helping tons of folks. And when it came down to people deciding whether they wanted to work with me or not, I was told time and time again, oh, I chose you because I watched your videos and I knew you knew your stuff. Or I chose you because I hadn't heard of you before, but I just looked you up online and I saw you had all these videos and I started watching them, and then bam, I was in. And so even if you have videos and you feel like nobody's watching them at the time, it doesn't matter because it positions you as an expert. It shows that you're out there talking about that which you know the most about in your area of expertise. You just keep going live. You keep just filming videos on your phone and posting them. You keep sharing content and people will notice. And even if you aren't feeling like they are engaging incredibly on your page, when somebody goes to say, hey, how do I know I can trust you? Or how do I know you know your stuff? You can say, hey, check out my videos. Hey, watch this. Hey, read this article or this blog post that I put out there. It makes a huge difference. So that's the first thing that I really want you guys to get, is that creating content doesn't have to be an engagement play only. Creating content is about adding value to the other person. Creating content is about positioning yourself as an expert in the industry. Creating content is about being able to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Because if you're out there and you're giving tips and you're adding value and somebody's like, oh, should I choose you or somebody else? They're going to go, wow, well, you really showed me that you knew your stuff. I love the videos you created. I love the blog posts that you wrote. I love everything that you put out there, so I chose you. And to show you that this is true, I remember the first time this happened to me. It's happened many times since and in varying amounts of money, but I remember I got on the phone with someone. It was a discovery call, and I didn't even actually say anything. I said, hi, I think I got nowhere beyond, hi, do you want me to tell you a little bit about this, how I do these calls? And the person was like, oh, hey, I just wanted to hop on the phone with you because I thought that's how I had to buy your package. I've already watched all your videos and read your sales page. I am down. I want to work with you. And it was the $10,000 package at the time. I had no idea that this person had been watching any of my videos. They're like, oh yeah, I've been watching them for like a year. And I'm sitting there going, you've been watching my videos for a year? And I had no idea who you were because they never liked or commented on anything. And then bam, here's $10,000. So you never know what's going to happen from you being out there constantly sharing content, constantly adding value, because people are watching. It may feel like nobody's watching, but people are watching. And so if you walk away with one thing from this video, what I want you to know is that creating content is huge for your business. It's really critical, because in an era where there are so many different ways for you to connect with your audience, when they have a place to go back to, when they have this, I call it a repository of content that they can review when they're coming down to decision-making time, it makes a huge difference of them being able to choose you versus somebody else. Because maybe it's Saturday and they can't get on the phone and they want to buy right away. And they're like, well, let me just check this person out one more time. They can go, wow, I know what they stand for. I know what they mean because I've watched their content. I've read their blog post. I've had clients that have come to our first session saying, oh, I had this question, but then I saw it on your blog, and they printed it out and had notes on it and then just asked me questions on the blog post that I already created. So this brings me to my second point about content, but the first part is that it could really be a game changer in terms of decision-making time. The second piece is that you could leverage your content that you've created to help your clients get information that they need so that you don't have to always be there. You know, like if you're creating content, answering the questions of your clients time and time again, or even your potential customers, you can say, hey, you have this problem. I created this video. I created this blog post on it. Read it first, and then we can talk. And if you don't have clients yet, this approach still works if you go to a networking event. You go to an event and somebody says, oh my goodness, I'm having problems with online dating, and maybe you're a relationships coach. And you're like, oh really? What are your biggest problems? And their big problem was, I have no idea what to put in my profile. And you could sit there and talk to them about all the things they should be doing. But the reality is that they're at an event. They're not going to remember this. So what you could do is you can say, oh my goodness, like I literally have an entire blog post or this entire video that walks you through step by step how you can create your online dating profile so that it attracts the people that you want. Do you want me to email you that video? Do you want me to Facebook Messenger it to you? Do you want me to send it to you? And they're going to be like, oh my goodness, yes, thank you. And then, bam, you not only have shown them that you are valuable, you are able to get their contact information, send them a video, and then you could follow up. Hey, you know, how is that video? Oh my goodness, it was so helpful. You have, that's awesome. You know, I was thinking, because most people, once they set up the profile and they've got that going, they're not sure what their first message should be or how they should respond to people. I just wanted to send you this other video I did or this other blog post that I wrote just because I thought it would be really helpful for you since so many people have that problem next. And they're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And while they're just going, this person's amazing and helping me, you're getting in their memory bank. They're going, oh my goodness, I've watched your videos. Oh my goodness, this person's so helpful. Oh my goodness, this person knows what they're talking about. And next thing you know, they're ready to work with you. So what I really encourage you to do right now is to sit down and start thinking about what are your dream clients and customers' biggest problems? What is it that you could easily help them with? Like, hey, how do I get more traffic to my website? Or hey, how do I lose the first 5 pounds? Or hey, how do I add more vegetables into my diet? Like, what are the things that they're struggling with right now? And you don't have to attack the whole big problem. But if you could solve a piece of that, you're gold. And if you can share that to them, amazing. And so what I am going to ask you to do is to sit down, get out a piece of paper, write down as many challenges or problems that your ideal client or customer faces. And if you could ideally write down like anywhere from 50 to 75 just problems. It could be little problems like they don't know how to match jeans with blazers. Probably not a great example, but you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, a question I'm always getting asked is, how do I create my first video? Or should I be on Facebook or Instagram? Or how do I get more traffic to my website? Or does lighting really matter? I don't know, but like, what are all the things that maybe aren't super big, but people keep asking you time and time again? Write all of those down. Keep writing until you can't stop anymore. You know, once you answer one question, ask yourself, what would be the next question they ask me? Like, okay, I know they just asked me how to lose 20 pounds, but the next question is going to be, how do I maintain it? How do I make sure I don't gain it back? Like, just start writing down all of the things that you know that they're going to ask you, and then choose one. Choose one question that you're going to add content to your content repository whether you have one or not, so that you're going to create it and you're going to have one video that answers one of those questions. And so for those of you that are like, Nick, I still don't get this content repository thing. A repository, for me, the way I describe it to my clients, is literally a place where your content lives, so that if somebody were to go to it, they would be able to watch a ton of content. And you can have more than one. So for example, I have a lot of my videos are on YouTube, and that's a repository. If somebody goes to my YouTube channel, they can just sit there and watch me give value, video after video, answer after answer, and they can just go through it and watch it. Now, they could also go to my blog and just read blog post after blog post. Most of my blog posts have a video embedded in it, which if they clicked on it and wanted to see more, they could end up on my YouTube channel. But it's a place where if somebody were to just go, oh, I'm just going to get my overdose of Nikki Nash, they can go to my blog, or they can go to YouTube, or they can go to my Facebook business page and watch all my lives or watch all the videos I've done there. So I have these places where videos live that folks can go back and watch. So that's what I encourage you to do. Because if you remember what I said, it's not just about the engagement you get right away or when you post or live. It's about how you leverage that content, how you use it. And you can leverage it simple ways. I met somebody at an event. They had a question. Let me send them my video. Let me show them that I'm an expert in an area, and let me add value to their lives. Let me keep doing that over and over again so that I can then invite them to demo my product, so I can then invite them to book a discovery call with me. That's how you grow your business. In today's marketplace, people want value first. They want support from you first before they're willing to shell out money. And so the more that you can do that virtually and anytime, because you could be always on if it's on YouTube, somebody could just, hey, let me check them out, pop on it and watch the videos. Now, I know I've spoken a lot about videos right now, and the reason for that is because videos are huge and there are so many reasons why you should be doing video. Now, I'm going to create a completely separate video about why video, so you'll be able to watch that later, but just know from right now, people who ask me, what do you recommend? Video first would be my recommendation. Then doing something, either a blog post or a podcast, I think is spot on. I think it's cool if you do all of them. There are creative ways that you could literally film a video and turn that into a podcast and a blog post and all of the other pieces of content. Again, I will talk about that in another video, but just know that my recommendation for people right now is to do video and to do more video. And if that is super can't do it for you, I have some recommendations there as well. So check out some other videos I've done. But for right now, think about one problem your ideal client has, answer that one problem by doing a video, and put it somewhere where it could live. Cool? Cool. So those are your marching orders. You've so got this. And this is just one of the many ways that content can help you grow your business and help people determine to work with you over somebody else, to help people feel like they know you and they trust you and they vibe with you before they make a purchase and all that jazz. Cool? All right. Well, wishing you all the best of luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.